Power. Everyone claims to want it. Few ever taste it. Most wander through life like pawns on a chessboard, predictable, reactive, begging for scraps of validation. They flatter the powerful. They chase approval. They explain themselves endlessly, thinking this will protect them. It never does. Here's the truth the world hides from you. Power is not given, it's seized. And the one who seizes it is not the loudest, not the most desperate, not the one flailing for attention. The one who seizes it is calm, disciplined, and mercilessly focused. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That's the foundation. If no one can pull you by your emotions, no one can outsmart you. If no one can provoke you, they cannot control you. This is the path to absolute power, not manipulation, not cheap tricks, but the unshakable fortress of self-mastery. Outsmarting others begins with mastering yourself. When the world expects you to react, you remain still. When others crave approval, you remain silent. When the mob loses its mind, you walk through chaos untouched. Finally, stop chasing. Finally, stop explaining. Become untouchable. Think back to the last time someone tried to pull you into their game. Maybe it was a boss who spoke down to you, waiting for you to flinch. Maybe it was a partner who gave you silence, expecting you to beg for attention. Maybe it was a friend who insulted you in front of others just to see if you would take the bait. And what happened? Most people fold. They argue, they explain. They defend themselves with words, as if words could shield them. But every explanation, every desperate defense, only feeds the other person's power. You become predictable, emotional, easy to control. Now imagine this. You don't take the bait. You don't argue. You don't defend. You just stand there, calm, unmoved. You let their games collapse in the silence. Their anger ricochets back at them. Their attempt to control you dissolves into nothing. That moment, that silence, is power. Not because you shouted louder, not because you begged harder, but because you chose to remain unshaken. I knew a man once who lived this truth. He was passed over for promotions, mocked for being too quiet. Yet in every meeting, when chaos erupted, he stayed calm. He spoke rarely, but when he did, people listened. Years later, he was running the company, while those who mocked him were forgotten. That's what the Stoics understood. Your calm is a weapon. Your composure is a strategy. And the moment you stop reacting, you become dangerous. Power isn't loud. Power isn't the man screaming to be heard. Power isn't the manipulator pulling strings in shadows. Real power is silent, steady, immovable. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago, long before modern psychology or strategy books. They understood that the man who masters himself cannot be mastered by anyone else. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who commanded armies and ruled over millions, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's not philosophy. It's a weapon. The moment you recognize that no insult, no rejection, no manipulation can touch you unless you allow it, you've taken away your enemy's only weapon. Seneca, who stood in the treacherous court of Nero, understood this better than anyone. He saw men beg, flatter, and betray just to survive. But Seneca's writings cut through the noise. He who is brave is free. Freedom here doesn't mean rebellion. It means refusing to be chained by the fear of what others think, say, or do. When you no longer react like a puppet to every pull, you become untouchable. Epictetus, once a slave, taught this lesson with brutal clarity. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Imagine that. A man with no control over his body, beaten and broken, still had absolute command of his mind. That is the Stoic paradox. The man with nothing can still possess unshakable power if he controls himself. Here's the truth the world doesn't want to admit. Most people are predictable. Insult them, they defend. Ignore them, they chase. Praise them, they melt. Their reactions are levers waiting to be pulled. But the Stoic is different. He sees the game and refuses to play. This is why stillness is intimidating, why calm unnerves manipulators, why silence makes liars stumble. They're expecting you to crack, to break, to fold. When you don't, you expose their weakness. Stoicism, at its core, is the art of becoming immune to control. It's not about being cold for the sake of coldness. It's about choosing the battlefield. Instead of wasting energy explaining yourself, you conserve it. Instead of seeking validation, you radiate certainty. Instead of reacting, you dictate. When Marcus Aurelius walked among his enemies, he didn't outshout them. He outlasted them. When Seneca advised emperors, he didn't beg for approval. He spoke with clarity. And when Epictetus, the former slave, taught his students, he showed them the highest form of power, self-mastery. That's the blueprint. Calm in chaos, silence in noise, composure in the storm. Because in the end, it's not the clever talker who wins. It's the one who cannot be broken. You want absolute power? Stop chasing tricks and start mastering yourself. Outsmarting people isn't about lying, deceiving, or playing shallow games. It's about building a mind so unshakable that no one can manipulate it. Here are 5 tactics, drawn from the fire of Stoicism, that you can weaponize right now. 1. Kill the need for validation. People are enslaved by their hunger for approval. They perform, explain, and beg to be seen. Stop. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." The man who no longer needs applause is terrifying, because he cannot be controlled by praise or rejection. 2. Master the pause before reaction. Weak men snap back instantly. Strong men pause. Epictetus warned, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." Outsmart others by refusing to give them the reaction they expect. Train yourself to breathe, hold silence, and respond only with calculated calm. Your restraint will confuse, disarm, and intimidate. 3. Turn pain into leverage. The world breaks most people. You turn pain into fuel. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every rejection, insult, or setback is training. Store it. Convert it. Let it sharpen you while others collapse under the weight. That's how you become unbreakable. 4. Speak less. Mean more. The talker is always weaker. Words reveal too much too soon. The Stoic rule? Restraint. Speak less. But when you do, speak with clarity, weight, and purpose. Silence forces others to fill the void with their own insecurity, while your few words land like hammer strikes. 5. Anchor to duty, not emotion. Most men are slaves to feelings. Anger, jealousy, desire. Stoics anchored themselves to principle and purpose. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Build your decisions on discipline, not moods. When others are tossed around by emotion, you move like stone, calm, certain, immovable. This is the architecture of absolute power. Not manipulation, not cheap tricks, but the ruthless discipline of self-command. Outsmarting others begins with no longer being predictable. When you stop reacting, stop needing, stop chasing, you become unreadable. And in a world full of desperate, impulsive, approval-hungry men, unreadability is the ultimate advantage. Now you see the truth. Outsmarting others was never about cheap tricks or manipulation. It was about mastering the only battlefield that matters, your own mind. The man who cannot be provoked, cannot be bribed, cannot be swayed by opinion. That man is untouchable. That man is dangerous. That man is free. Rejection, you turn it into fire. Insults, they sharpen your edge. Pain, you forge it into strength. Where others break, you build. Where others seek shortcuts, you train in silence. This is the code of the Stoic warrior. Cold, calm, calculated, unapologetically disciplined. The world does not hand power to those who beg for it. It bows to those who cannot be shaken. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That is your weapon, that is your armor, and no one can take it from you." 1. So here's the challenge. Stop playing small. Stop letting others dictate your emotions, your path, your worth. Step into the arena of life with the fire of Stoicism burning in your chest. Outsmart not by deceit, but by being the one person in the room who cannot be moved. If this resonated with you, then subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind. Join the brotherhood of men who refuse to live weak, who refuse to bow to chaos. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs to wake up. And comment below with one Stoic principle you're going to forge into your life today. This isn't entertainment. This is transformation. The path to absolute power is in your hands. Walk it.